Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Bears, Tea and Tarot with me, your host, Graham Joseph Norton, and my lovely co-host, Richard G. Jones. We're delighted to have you here and we're looking forward to sharing some love and some laughter with all of you today. Hi, Richard. How are you?
I'm good, darling. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm grand. I'm grand.
Very-
The weather's on the turn over here, but that's
Is that in a
Ireland.
good way?
No, it's
Already?
actually
Is your
freezing.
summer over already in Ireland?
I think we had it, yeah. I mean, I was talking to people and they're apparently putting on heating, putting on the heating, Jesus, in Ireland, in June. So, but there you go. It's like a winter's night. But anyway,
Does it
that
come and
is
go
all
then?
part of the fun.
Will you get some more warm weather again kind of thing? Is that how it happens?
Well, apparently, according to the Met Office, we're supposed to get a really glorious summer. So I'm hoping this is just like a blip for a week or two, and then we'll be back to the lovely weather where we all got tans. But maybe we had our Irish summer like in May, so it could be possible. But I don't care because we all know I'm going away for August. So
That's right. You're off again. You're off again. Bless you.
oh, I know. It's poor suffering me. I'm going to be in CJ's for a week, and then I'm off to
Lovely.
Torremolinos for Mad Bear,
Lovely. Oh,
and
that's
then
right. That's right. The wonderful Mad Bear. Have you been to Mad Bear before?
Do you know what? Many, many, many moons ago, when I first started dating Declan, we went on one of our very first holidays to to Madrid, and for the Mad Bear weekend. So, but this is like the pool party edition, and
Oh,
I'm
that's right.
going.
That's right.
Obviously single, but it'll be very much fun. And there's loads of people I already know going, so I'm going to have a great time. And
Lovely.
I put it on one of my profiles that I'll be there, and many people have reached out to say, "Oh, hello." So I won't want for company.
I'm just going to say you won't want for a cocktail or two throughout the weekend.
No. Why do you think I'm working so hard in the gym? I'm paying for nothing. Wait till you hear this. So, God, the vision board again. So, remember we talked about the pool party?
Yes.
Right. So, this is the pool party. So, a gentleman who I spent a lovely afternoon with earlier in the year when I was on holidays in Gran Canaria has messaged and apparently lives 3 doors away from the hotel I will be staying in.
My gosh. That's true manifestation right there. Look at that. 3 doors down.
I'm telling you.
Wonderful. What have you been up to anyway since our lovely last episode with our lovely guest we had?
Well, I was reading tarot at the weekend in Galway. I went down from when I was a diva. A friend of mine, Mark, he was a conductor. We went to music college together. We used to do a lot of gigs and stuff. And so I go down every now and again, and I hang out with him and his husband and other friends from down there. And I usually do some readings while I'm down there. So every couple of months I go down. It's a bit of crack. And there was a lovely lady called Orla. I'm giving you a shout out, who has been coming to me. She comes to me maybe once every 2 years. So she popped along and she was confirming everything that I had told her would happen has happened, including her sister. I told her sister would meet a man with 2 children from overseas who worked in the same hospital she worked with, and that he'd have 2 children. Boom. And she'd meet him in November, so she did. And so they're all very happy. And then, but now this is it. I said to her, I was reading the cards, and she won't mind me sharing this because it's nothing serious. And I said, oh, there's something up here. Your mom is very worried about your dad. Like, it's something to do with his health. Like, and she said, no, he's perfectly fine. And I'm like, okay, let's see. And so I was coming home in the car yesterday, and I got a text message from her going, I really enjoyed it. And she said, yes, you were right. I spoke to my mum, and dad has been diagnosed with gout, and he's refusing to take his medicine. So it's kind of stressing her out. And I'm like, always remember, I'm always right. But yeah, so other than that, what is it? I'm just living for my holiday. Like I've the days counted, and I've been working really hard at the gym. I took up dancing. Did I tell you this?
No. What kind of dancing, darling?
So again, going back to manifestation, I've decided I'm going. Wait, I know there's going to be a lot of disappointed bears here, and I've decided this year, it's finally time I settle down.
Oh gosh, are you sure now?
Well, I'm saying that now, but I had this mad notion that if I ever got married, I'd love to do the tango, right? I'd love to learn the tango.
Wow.
I've always wanted to do, right? Now, I whether I'm any good at it or not, I don't know. But I went. I took up dancing. They do Zumba class and sort of a dance aerobics. But I'm training now for a dance marathon in November.
Oh
Right?
my gosh.
Don't laugh. And it's all salsa. It's a bit cool, but like I'm the only man in the village. Do you know what I mean? And but like last week was very funny, because like I'm like 6 foot plus and everybody else is kind of teeny small women. I kind of stand at the back because like I need a bit of space to move. But this woman came along, and every time I went to go forwards, she'd go backwards, right? And she was out of line, and she like I was going to like at one point I thought I was going to fly into her and send break some bones or something because she just we were doing this really complicated move and she just stopped, right? And like okay, so I was all very patient, it was all fine. But Juan came down. Juan is the teacher. Totally love Juan. He's like one of the personal trainers in the gym, and like he's like snake hipped and all sorts of stuff. Like he can. But anyway, he's just honestly, he's just totally hysterical, and he loves the owlbears, which is even better. So he said to me, "Darling, darling, you must come to the front." And I said, "Well, I always did. I always was center stage. Some of us are meant to be in the spotlight."
I feel like this is training you for well, in England it's strictly ballroom, but in America it's Dancing with the Stars. So either one.
Yeah. In
You'll be
Ireland, it's
registered.
called Dancing with the Staff. So because nobody knows half the celebrities inverted commas on it. So yeah, but so yeah, so maybe it is. But do you know what? I decided to do it instead of kind of some cardio just to help with that kind of stuff. And I'm having the
fun.
best crack. And it is, and it's just like again, I still have lots to learn, and the steps are some of them are very complicated. But of course, when you see somebody who can do it doing it, you're kind of going, it just looks so simple.
I'm getting visions of you. Do you know the film with Liza Minnelli, Stepping Out?
Stepping out. Do you know I haven't seen that in years, and Julie
You've got to watch
Walters is
it.
in that and everything. Yeah,
You've got to watch it because it's because there's just one guy in the class. So I've got visions of you, Jeffrey, I think he was called. So I got visions of you doing that. So you've got to check that out. It's a great movie, and if you like Liza Minnelli, it's a great movie.
Yes. Well, I'll be doing stepping out with Liza Minnelli and then Julie Walters for when I go to Greece.
Well, she's in it too. She's in Stepping Out. Do you remember?
Yes, I do. I'll be having. I can't remember who she played in it, but yes, she was very good.
She plays like the rich woman that's tidying up all the time and has all the fancy outfits and everything, but it's a busybody. Very good, great role. Right. One of my favorite all-time films. So yeah.
Well, I'll be doing that, and I'll be doing my my Shirley Valentine when I go to Greece.
There you go, big mixture of it all. Lovely.
Exactly. Darling. So yeah, so that's kind of where I am. Everything else is good. As I said, I'm just counting down the days. I have 6 weeks left until I'm on my odyssey. And but do you know what? I mean, just to go off topic for just a little second, we had a talk in work that I organised last Tuesday. A friend of mine, Chris, who is non-binary, came in, and we had a fascinating discussion about their lived experience as a trans Irish person, and just the history of trans people and the biology and the genetics behind it. It was absolutely fascinating. And so, yeah, it was really interesting. And then, it opened up my mind an awful lot because they were showing us brain scans and all sorts of stuff. It was really, really interesting. I mean, I have a couple of trans young people that I work with, but to get that kind of insight is from someone else. It was really, really interesting to sit there and and again, trans people have been around for thousands of years, and the cultures that have accepted them and stuff like that. And it was a fascinating discussion.
Wonderful.
So maybe we might have Chris on one day to have a chat with us, but we're talking about guests because it'd be another person to come and talk to us about their experience and see what comes up in the cards. I mean, I do know them, but I'm sure the audience would forgive us for once.
Exactly. I mean, I know it's a rule, but we're allowed to break our rule, I think, now and again. So,
Now and again. Exactly. Yeah,
exactly.
so that's
Good.
where I am. So how have you been? What's happening in your world?
Good. Yeah. I mean, Muggle World's very busy, but very good. And then with that shift, I don't know, when was it? 2 weeks ago? I just
Mhm.
decided I don't, obviously, as we all know, I don't read on the show, but I can
Mhm.
read. But I've never really done it to any professional level or consistent
Mhm.
level, but I've decided I want to do it again, and I've launching myself as
Good.
the tarot butler, hence the smartness, because I got a word in my ear before getting ready, like, dress smart today. So I think that's herself telling me to dress smart.
Mhm.
And yeah, just trying to get back into it. So no big agenda, just feel like it's time to do more. And
Mhm.
it's weird how that's benefiting me. And I haven't really done. I did a free one for one of my sister's clients just to kind of get back into it, which went well. But it's funny how it's giving me different energy because I've decided to do it just in the Muggle side of life. I feel like it's giving something back there too. So I'm really, again,
Well,
I'm
you're
not.
following your intuitive guidance.
I think so,
Mhm.
and it's funny because of the doing this podcast is kind of, I think, has
Mhm.
got me back into thinking about it more, and then I kind of
Mhm.
felt like I was ready. Um, and again, I'm not trying to do it every day or turn it into a
No,
big
no.
business, but I just can now. I just want to be able to do it more and see how many people I can help with it.
Well, exactly. And Jupiter moved into Cancer today, the 9th,
Right,
which apparently is enhancing the Saturn shift there a few weeks ago, Saturn in Aries, because it's bringing in deepening that psychic connection and your spiritual path and stuff like that. And it's all about the divine feminine. So,
right. There you
helping
go.
people and being of service. So,
Well,
you know,
I think that's what I want to do. What Muggle life is busy and lovely and wonderful, but it's very different side of life.
yeah.
And this is great. So I'm ready and willing and all of that, and we'll see what spirit brings. And it's
And of
good.
course, he has to read for me, dear listener.
Well,
This is the next challenge.
I know I've got to gird my loins for that one, just to But it's funny because I actually, I know we know each other, but there's a lot I don't know about you as well. So it will be interesting to see what
Dark and
happens.
mysterious as I am.
Easy. But yeah, so yeah, it's been good. I mean, we had a great guest on last time,
We
and I think
did.
they were very happy, so that was good. I think that, and I did the article in Beowulf magazine, so I think that's kind of got us out
Mhm.
into the world a little bit there as well, being as Bears, Tea, and Tarot. So I think
Well, I
that's
think
been
that's
good.
where today's question has come from because,
Oh,
yeah, so we have a lovely man who wrote to me called Paul yesterday or Saturday. I got the email came through, but it went to the Celtic Tarot
right,
therapist who was Verity, and
right.
so Veronica sent it back over to me. And so I'm going to answer his question today because it's very interesting. I think we're going to spend a bit of time on that because
Nice. Okay.
I think this poor man needs a bit of help, so we'll do that.
Lovely. Lovely.
And
Lovely.
yeah, so that's kind of it. And so we'll do that. And we'll do a cledon as usual. But I think this could also help a lot of other people as well.
Great.
Even Paul's reading,
Great.
it'll be a
Great.
bit of a thing.
I,
And then today's meditation I'm going to do is about reconnecting with your intuition, funnily enough, and also a little bit of cellular healing. So
Lovely.
that's what we're going
Lovely.
to do today. So yeah,
Great. Well, if you're ready, let's plow on with that, and we'll take it
I
from there.
am.
I'll leave the screen to your good self.
Yeah.
Uh, Over to you. Oh, wrong one. Over to you, my love.
Hello. So I'm going to invite you now just to close your eyes and just slowly become aware of your breath, allowing it to pass through your lungs and down into your belly as you breathe deeply through the nose, breathing in and out, and in and out, and in and out, letting your shoulders soften, your jaw unclench, and your belly relax as you continue to breathe in and out. In and out. And as you exhale, I want you to imagine that you're releasing the weight of the day, letting it melt away, allowing yourself to just become present in this wonderful moment of calm. Continuing to breathe gently, I want you now to imagine a warm golden light just above your head. This is the light of your higher self, the wise, loving part of you that is always connected to truth, to intuition, and to peace. And with each breath in, this golden light begins to flow down through your crown chakra at the top of your head, gently pouring through your brain, soothing your thoughts and bringing you clarity as you breathe in and out. The energy then continues to flow down into your throat, opening your inner voice, continuing on into your heart where it settles warm and strong. And now I'm asking you to bring your attention to your heart space. And here, in the quiet center of your chest, is the voice of your intuition. You might feel it as a warmth, a pulse, or a presence. Just allow yourself to listen. Gently ask yourself, what does my intuition want me to know today? Let whatever arises come with ease, whether it's a word, an image, a feeling, or even if it's just simply a sense of calm. Now, imagine this golden light moving deeper into every cell of your body. See it lighting you up from the inside out, flowing through your arms, your legs, your spine, through your organs, through every bone, every tissue, and every cell. Feel this wonderful light bringing healing to every part of you, restoring harmony, renewing your energy, and gently clearing anything heavy or stuck. And with each breath, this healing light reminds your cells how to hold peace, how to remember hope, and how to radiate vitality and calm. Now, I want you to silently affirm to yourself the following mantras. I am connected to my inner wisdom. I am connected to my inner wisdom. I am connected to my inner wisdom. My body knows how to heal and restore. My body knows how to heal and restore. My body knows how to heal and restore. I trust the unfolding of my life. I trust the unfolding of my life. I trust the unfolding of my life. I welcome calm. I welcome optimism. I welcome light. I welcome calm. I welcome optimism. I welcome light. I welcome calm. I welcome optimism. I welcome light. And just allow this energy to settle anchoring itself into your body, into your breath, and into your awareness. As you remember that your intuition is always with you and that your healing is already underway, I want you to turn your thoughts back to your breathing, wiggling your fingers and toes as you breathe in and out, and in and out. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes, feeling refreshed and renewed with clear thoughts and purpose.
Lovely. Lovely.
Yeah, just a little bit of nice one for today.
That was nice. I fully did it this time. I know I get nervous. I might drift off and not be, but I'm here. It's lovely.
And I'll scream at you if you do anyway.
I know, right? I know.
So tell me, what are you drinking today? I'm drinking the good old-fashioned Barry's.
I'm on the Tetlers.
I've forgiven them.
But in a pride cup because it's June.
Nice.
This is for it was a cup I bought for the Trevor Project, which is a US-based LGBTQ youth charity that does a lot of work with queer younger folk and stuff. So I thought that was appropriate today. But yeah, just a bit of Tetlers. I do like my real ordinary basic tea, and I got no more Margaret's Hope, so I have to get some more of that anyway.
Oh.
I only had a little bit, because I didn't know whether I was really going to like it when I bought it. So, so yeah, but I will now. So yeah, just dead simple today. Today. You said you're back on the Barrys and you'd forgiven them?
I have, yeah. I mean, I hadn't been enjoying it for the last while. I think I told you that. And maybe I just had a bad box or something. But yeah, I'm okay with it. And but I still think I'll be trying a few other things. But yeah, I'm back on it, I drank copious amounts of tea over the weekend. This is funny because, some people, like if I'm doing a lot of readings, and particularly if I'm doing mediumship, I'm so roof afterwards. I just need carbs, really do.
Yeah.
So I drink pots and pots of tea, but like there's always that sort of I need something like a packet of crisps or a bar of chocolate or something afterwards, or really bad if it's a really heavy session, and I'm doing like quite a big number of people, pizza.
Well, you need the energy. You need the energy.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
good.
We have had plenty of interesting questions
Great.
since our last session, and they're nice coming in. So please keep sending them in because you never know who might get chosen. But this one, I think, because it came in such an unusual way, I think the universe wanted us to answer it.
I feel that.
Now, bearing in mind that tarot is just a tool, that we're not substitute for any mental health professional, even though I am one, that you should still consult if you're suffering from anything. You need to go and see a doctor, etc., etc. We don't replace medical advice. All the T's and Q's, the T's and C's, should I say, blah 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 blah. So this chap reached out, as I said, and he sent it to my Celtic Tarot Therapy email as opposed to the Bear's Tea and Tarot, and that's fine, that's grand because these things happen. And so I do think it came from the Bear World interview.
Oh, great.
Which is nice. So we know people read it. So we actually do know, because we did quite a lot of interesting people following me on Instagram since then.
Right.
So that's kind of nice.
Yes, very good.
Including two very well-known adult performers. So yes, I woke up on Saturday going, oh, that's interesting. So
that's great.
They've started following us. So you never know, we might end up having them on as guests someday. But I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's like Koaty. So Coaty and Sumner Blaine. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, it must have been something to do with the last episode, or with either Alexander or because they seem to be LA based. So I'm assuming. But sure, look, that's another discussion for another time. But anyway, this chap reached out, and his name is Paul. So Paul wrote. He said, "Hi there. I wonder if you could help me. I'm struggling with most things right now." And I'm struggling with most things right now, Parkinson's and also being. I feel the world is trying to knock down or shut me out. I see my friends being drawn away. Yours, Paul. So I decided that we'd read for him today, and I came up with a 4-card spread for this. So it's designed to help people gently explore the challenges that they're facing and to connect with their inner strength and find a way to begin healing. And also to remember that they're not alone. Okay. So it's going to be a 4-card spread. And of course, we'll pull more to help as we go along. So I'm going to say to you that we have these lovely 4-card spread. The questions that we'll ask are, so what is weighing on me most right now? What inner strength can I draw upon to support myself? And what needs to be released or grieved right now? And the final question we'll ask is, how can I begin to reconnect to love, life, and spirit? So as I said, the first card we're going to draw is, what is weighing on me right now? And this card reveals the heaviest emotional, spiritual, or physical burden that you're carrying and helping you name it and honor its presence. Okay, that's going to be
Wonderful.
our first card. Okay, so Richard, I'm going to get you to tap in. You're going to, be my proxy for Paul today.
Sure thing. Sure thing. I'll move over to. You're going to put the overhead camera on and all of that.
I will. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going to do that now. Hang on.
And I'll give you the over the screen.
Yeah. Okay.
But yes, lovely.
So
lovely.
can you see all this? Yeah, you can see what I
can
have
indeed.
here.
I see the roots of the tree up till about halfway through the branches. So just so you know where it's showing.
So it's the tree of life. Yeah, I just decided to have a different mat today.
No, I love it. Beautiful.
So this first card is, what is weighing on me most right now? Okay. So
do you want me to do the
yeah,
stop?
I think we'll do something slightly different today. So we'll do, what is weighing on me most right now. So whenever you're ready, Richard, I want you to say stop, and then I want you to give me top, middle, or bottom.
Okay. Stop.
Okay, top, middle, bottom.
Middle.
Okay. I'm being drawn to this one. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. So that's question 1. Okay.
Great.
So card 2. What inner strength can I draw on to support myself? So this card will reflect a deep part of your soul that remains untouched by illness, loss, or hardship. And it's a reminder of what is still yours to claim, the energy that you've been blessed with to help you get through this difficult situation. So as we know, Paul is suffering from an illness and he feels his friends are being pulled away from him. So what can we help him with? What inner strength can he draw upon to support himself? Okay, top, middle, bottom.
Bottom.
Okay. Right. Now, what needs to be released or grieved right now? So this position gives space to name what.
Thank you. Stop. Okay. Yep. Top.
Okay. Top. Okay. And then finally, card 4. How can Paul begin to reconnect, to live, love, and allow spirit to come through? So the final card offers a thread of hope. It's just something small and tender to reach for as he begins to weave connection and meaning back into his life.
Stop, please. Middle again.
Middle again. Okay. Oh, I'm loving that. That's great. So, okay. Oh, this is all very positive, Paul. Wow. Really very positive. Can you see all of those, Richard?
I can.
So for card 1, for question 1, we have the Magician. For question 2, we have the Sun. For question 3, we have Justice. And finally, for card 4, question 4, we have the 10 of Cups. This is actually quite positive. So what's weighing on me most right now? Okay, well, that kind of makes sense. The Magician. So this card reveals the heaviest emotional, spiritual, or physical burden he's been carrying. Okay, and helping you name it and honor its presence. will give you the strength. Okay. So this is the magician. Okay. So basically, think about what Paul has said to us in his email. He's feeling very low because he's ill, obviously, but also that people are are leaving his life, and he's very much on his own. But the magician is an interesting card because if you look at it, it has the white roses and the red rose. Okay, so that's a balance between masculine and feminine. But it also on the table he has the four elements. Okay, the magician channels energy from Father Sky to Mother Earth, okay? But he's also cloaked in a red cloak, so the root chakra, okay? Interesting here, I don't know why, but intuition is drawing my eyes to this, okay, which is the white roses, okay? And there's three
Mm.
of them, or the lilies, should I say. Can you see that?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, but one of them is closed and two of them are open. Okay, so three is always the number of creativity. Okay, and that's the lemma curiate. And if we look at the wall around the magician, that's kind of like closing off the world from us. But these colors are very, it's green healing, it's yellow is the everything that he has nothing, there's nothing going on for him. But actually, the card is telling it's opening up a new path because I'm now seeing the rosebud over here. Look at this. So there are supports going to come to you to help you, Paul. I can totally feel that for you. And there will be people. It's a very difficult process at the moment. Yes, you feel scared, you feel very vulnerable, but you need to allow yourself to speak to other people who are in the same situation as you. Because I think in your case, what I'm feeling very much is strength in numbers. Would you kind of feel that, Richard?
Yeah, I think very much so. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think there's yeah. Sorry, I've got my own thoughts, but you carry on, and
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
flab at the end.
We'll
But
come
yeah,
back, yeah. So, I mean, this is what's weighing on me most of the right now. You feel like you're a burden on everybody, and you're not. But I get the impression because I'm being drawn to the three and the two over here. That's five. It's change. There's a lot of change, and everything feels out of balance at the moment. But I am being told by spirit that this is just at the moment. That people, as you feel, are walking out of your life. This is sometimes a very hard thing to accept, that sometimes challenges show us who the true people in our life are meant to be. That's a very difficult thing to accept in a lot of ways, but sometimes if people can't help you at your worst, do you really want them when you're at your best? Okay, so what I feel this is about, there's a lot of things happening, and there's going to be new people coming into your life that you're going to spend time with. And this is about, the vibe attracts the tribe kind of thing, that energy. But it is, you to stop feeling low, because I am seeing the yellow and the orange and the red, and that's that lower chakra energy again. So this is your sense of identity. You feel it's been taken from you. So I get the impression that you're a very proud person. And maybe, I don't know you, Paul, and so I'm trying to tap into your energy, but maybe you're actually pushing people away, and sometimes you need to allow them in. I mean, you were very vulnerable and came to us and spoke to us, which is lovely. But maybe it's kind of like, you need to kind of ask for people to help you, because sometimes people will withdraw because they feel that they might be, annoying that person when they're the vulnerable person. So there is that. But I also think that there are people going to come into your life to help you. And I do think that I'm feeling that you need to be kind of around other people who are very much like you and going through that, because they'll understand better. And then, comfort in numbers. But the people that are leaving your life, or as you feel they are, I think it's that they're just not sure how to handle you. There's so much change that they're trying to give you space to do what you need to do, but without sort of imposing upon you. And also sometimes it can be done through love, because maybe they're trying to help you stay independent. Because I get the impression, I keep being drawn to these three colors, and I think that you're very much someone who would be like that, you know? So then, would you like to add anything, Richard?
no, you're spot on. I was feeling very much that people aren't leaving because they don't want to be around you. They two things. They either don't know how to
To be
respond in
around
the way
you,
you
yeah.
need, or that, as you said, they're waiting for. I'm sure he'll ask us if he needs help.
Permission.
It's that kind of, everyone's kind of on
Yeah,
tenterhooks, but not sure. So to me, Paul, it's almost like you've got to take a little bit of charge.
yeah,
Because you're the only one. You're the one with the situation. Let's say
yeah, exactly.
you say what you need or ask for the help, and they'll probably respond.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
you got
that's
to
what I'm
almost have
seeing.
that dominance in a way because they're not sure where they fit in. That's my thoughts anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I'm feeling, and I would say, because I'm looking at the 2 roses here on the right, and then the 3 lilies on the left, and I'm kind of just feeling that it's like, it's that balancing act, and that sometimes we need to just open our heart and ask for the help, and then it'll be given to us.
Mm.
That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
It's about trying to find that new path forward because the elements are there, and the Lemniscurious is the card of infinity, but channeling the energy from Father Sky down into Mother Earth to manifest, I think this is about you kind of, you have to remember that sometimes, yeah, you've had this very strong-willed person, and sometimes we have to be vulnerable enough to realize that we need to get rid of the ego and just ask for the help that we
Yeah.
need.
Yeah.
That's very much my thing, what I'm feeling here. So what inner strength can I draw upon to support myself? So this is question 2. And again, we had the 5 flowers. We have it again here. It's really,
Mm.
really interesting how it's all being balanced out. So we have the Sun card. So this card it reflects a deep part of your soul that remains untouched by illness, loss, or hardship, and it's a reminder of what is still yours. So actually, if we think of the sun is what? It's all about happiness. It's all about holidays. It's all the good things. It's vitality. It's energy. It's like I get the impression that you're a very strong-willed person. Again, we have the echo of the colors. Can you see that? The yellow, the reds, the orange. And we have the wall and we have the wall. So it's that grounded. So I get the impression, Paul, that you're normally a very balanced, happy-go-lucky person. I'm feeling that anyway, the strength. So I'm kind of thinking to myself that that's the part of you. It's that inner well of strength, that vitality. It hasn't quite gone. It's just been challenged, and I think it's still there. And while you do have this challenge, that if you adopt a more positive outlook and remember that you've gotten through hard things before, because that's I'm also feeling, because I'm seeing the boy looking into the girl, and often if we think back to the 6 of Cups, that's nostalgia, and we have the same image echoed. And sometimes if you look at other things that you've gone through in the past, you've always gotten through, it's not quite the end. I do think that it's about you also. Again, we see the 4 very plainly. We see 4 sunflowers. What do sunflowers? They turn to the sun. But in the top right-hand corner, we have another one just about to emerge. You probably can't really see that, but that's 5. So there are 5 sunflowers there, and that one's just about to bloom. So basically, you need to be seen. You need to ask. So this that funny sense of humor you have, because I am feeling very much that you're kind of a jovial person, and I think again, this is what the confusion is, and why people are a bit worried about how to approach you, because maybe you were the linchpin of the group. And I think that you can still be that person and still be that strong person, but it's okay for you to ask, because, you know, it sometimes, we lead by example, you know, and I think this is the part of you that is there, your sense of humor, your sense of courage, your sense of daring and adventure. And I think that you need to tap into that and remember that that's who you truly are, you know. And if you harness that energy, it brings healing and hope and optimism, for moving forwards, because this is a dark time, but you have to remember the light inside you will guide you forward. What are you feeling there, Richard?
Yeah, it's funny because you said like the linchpin, and I feel like
Mm.
not bossy person, but just somebody that's maybe the organizer.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Yeah.
And they're all a bit adrift because the organizer's not organizing, and that's kind of what I got in my head, So it
Mm.
kind of echoes from the other card that it's almost like it doesn't sound right almost, but you've almost got to stay in the same role. You've got to organize your friends around you and tell them
What
there's
you
new
want.
ways of us doing what we all used to do. So, and I think they'll respond really well, or some will, at least, I think.
The ones that really truly are your friends will.
Yeah. Yeah.
A crisis always teaches us who our true friends are, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's exactly it, but you have inner strength, and you just need to call upon it. And I think that's the big thing. This is I get the impression again, the sun, it's the light. You're the leader. It's the comic. It's that kind of stuff, you know. And I think you just need to remember that. And I do think, if you start to kind of think, well, I want to be this, this, and this, people will help you. you know, because you need to remember the strength is there, because if you give in, so will everybody else. Does
Mm.
that make sense?
I-
You know?
to me, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it
Yeah.
does to you, Paul.
Yeah, exactly. So then what the card 3, then we got justice. And so this is what needs to be released or grieved right now. And that's okay. So this position gives space to name what's shifting, fading, or leaving, whether it's friendship, identity, or physical capacity. And this allows for a sacred letting go. Well, interesting. This is justice. And
Mm.
look at this. We've had the sun followed by justice. So this is a major thing for you, okay? Because 3 major arcanas in a 4-card spread. It's quite a
Mm.
big deal. So justice is an interesting one, okay? So again, this is always a very tricky thing to say. So I'm trying to figure the best way to say this. Okay, because justice is a karmic card, and of course, I'm not trying to say that you brought this on yourself or anything. So please don't think that. But sometimes what needs to be let go of is maybe, and again, I'm saying this with the greatest love and respect, Paul, is that you need to stop thinking, "Oh, why me?"
Mm.
You know, because this isn't who you truly are, is what I'm feeling from the Sun card, because it's about, you need to let go and remember that you have other things to look forward to and are going through. And yes, this is awful, and yes, it's a difficult time, but look at this. If you listen to your intuition, right, to see the crown on Justice's head has a little gem in it, another purple one. If you listen, and then the curtain behind her is also purple, okay, you'll be able to, if you listen to your intuition, because this looks like the High Priestess card and the Hierophant, and always if there's a gate, like 2 columns, it's a portal. So if you listen to justice, you'll find the balance in your life if you follow your intuition, and you'll be able to balance the scales and cut away, much like the Ace of Swords does, which she's holding, what no longer serves you, and find the healing that you need to get the strength back into your life to move forward and master this. But the blue around her throat is saying that you need to speak your authenticity. You need to tell people what you need and how they can help you, because you need to take control of this rather than expect them to do it for you. I know that's difficult sometimes to hear, but that's not the role that you've ever been in. So this is what you need to do. You need to say, well, this is what I need. How can you do this for me? You know, you need to take charge of this situation and guide people. They will learn from you and they'll do what you need them to do. This is what I'm actually feeling. So it's not that, it's the sort of, yeah, this has happened. Let's move on. Let's figure out how to deal with it. It's that kind of energy. Um, and again, she has one foot on out under her dress, on it's on the ground. So that's for grounding. So it's a very grounded approach. So what it's saying to you is, okay, yes, you need to remember your inner strength, and you need to be the person that is balanced and go, well, this is what I want, speaking with authenticity, because that will bring the healing that you need around your own emotions, and also the fact that you feel your friends are running away from you. So this is what I'm being guided to say. Speak your truth. Okay, Richard, would you like to add anything?
Um, not much. I feel as if maybe, as you were saying, the change
Mm.
that's coming, maybe some of these friends needed to be cleared away.
Exactly. Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
they're not serving you, or in some way, so that you were talking about karma. I don't think it's a karma
Mm.
against Paul. Maybe it's just a
No, no.
karma of a goodness of getting rid of
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
energy around Paul,
Yeah, and that's what
around
you
him.
need to remember. Exactly, Paul, that you need to be surrounded by people who are authentic and good. Again, we're looking at justice. So you're going to find out who your true friends are. And the ones that leave were never the ones that were meant to be in your life. But the ones that who are your deepest friends, you need to kind of tell them, this is what I need, you know,
Mm,
and they'll
mm,
help you, because they will. Again, it's about balance, because you've been there for them. And remember, karma can be that. If you've been the linchpin of the group, you've guided everybody along. And I think that this is now time for them. But you need to also allow them, because sometimes we have difficulty in allowing people to help us. And the fact that your 2 first cards were the Magician and the Sun is kind of telling me there's quite a forceful personality there. And I don't mean that in a bad way, because I have
mm,
quite a forceful personality, but strong-willed, independent. And sometimes that can feel very destabilizing when we no longer feel that we're in control. So maybe you need to kind of go, well, okay, what is it I want? What does I need? Again, justice, speak your truth. You know what you need. Because once we always come from a place of truth, things will work out for us, you know? And then that beautifully leads on to the final card, which is the Ten of Cups. Now, tens are always endings, but an ending is always a new beginning. And if we look at this card, this is a card of celebration, okay? Because we have 9 cups in the background and we have the 1 cup in the front. Now, again, this represents the Ace of Cups, and you can see the rainbow coming into it. So I actually think things are going to start changing very rapidly for you because we're in Pride Month and I'm seeing the rainbow. So I think a few small changes and you can start to find comfort to move forward, because this card is, how can I begin to reconnect to life, love, and spirit? So this final card offers a bit of hope, and it's something small and tender to reach for as you begin to weave connection back into your life. So what it's saying to you is, go and be with your tribe, be with your real friends. Don't shut yourself off, because they're willing to help if you only ask. As we said earlier, sometimes people, when they come into these difficult challenges, don't know how to act and they withdraw because they're trying to give the person space to deal with it. But if you turn around and ask them, they'll be able to come out and help you. And I do feel that that's what's happening, because again, look, we're in the material world, the world that everything's changing. But if you follow your intuition, which is the river in the background, you move into the unknown. But it's green. So in other words, you find safety and healing. This is about emotional healing and bonding with friends and family and all of that sort of stuff. So it's asking you to just reach out and connect with people that you can trust, because we have the male arm and the female arm. So that's the Fool at the beginning of the tarot, listening to the intuition of the high priestess, so that they can manifest beautiful new things. Because 9, always remember, is the number of perseverance. Okay, and we need to come through that, and then things begin to change, because we find peace once we persevere. But this is moving into a 10, which is a cycle of completion, and that means something new is going to happen. So I do feel that if you are a bit open about how you're feeling and you're struggling with your friends, and remembering that you are this wonderful, strong person, and just ask for a bit of help and saying, well, I need this, and voice your concerns and stuff, they'll be able to help you. That's what I think. That's what I'm feeling. So I'm going to pull an extra card or two on this. What do you think we should pull a card on, Richard? Which one of the 4 questions?
Of the 4,
I probably think this one. I think this last one. Yeah.
Again, look, there's a celebration coming, and I think as well, I think there is an actual celebration, maybe like a birthday or something.
Yeah.
So,
and I feel a celebration, because it's something to do with this month. There's some event, because I keep seeing the rainbow, so I was drawn to that. So like, it's Pride Month, so we're all kind of like out celebrating and partying, and I think that's going to be a great way for you to reconnect, some sort of social event. Interestingly enough, I've just pulled the 10 of Swords on the 10, so it really is an ending. And remember, the thing about the I like to call this card, you're down but you're not out. Everything is on a temporary standstill, because if you look at the head, it's looking over the frozen water into the realm of the unknown. But stars, all the stars in the night sky, remember, black is potential, it's infinite possibility. Stars are always hope. Yes, he's in the frozen wasteland now, because you do feel like you're in limbo, obviously, with what's going on. But remember, swords are thoughts. So if you change your thoughts, you can change the way you're affected by them. And that is difficult, but you've accepted where you are. So now is the time to think of, okay, what do I want? Am I going to allow this to be the end, or am I going to push through and live the best life I possibly can under the circumstances, which is difficult, but it is doable, because remember, and it is true, and I'm not, when we think about positive things, they come towards us. So you need to remember that you have all of the strength of the magician and the sun inside of you, and to bring you that healing to move forward. It's not going to be easy, but once you live in optimism, it's a lot better than living in doubt and fear.
Mm.
And that's what I think this is telling you. It's about you remembering that the only thing I mean, yes, we have to be realistic. You have Parkinson's, but to fight it, you need to stay in an optimistic place, which is easier said than done. I do know that. But the first step is to remember the core of your own being, the sunshine inside of yourself. I hope that makes sense. Because if I look at the swords, they're all along the spine, and sometimes we're putting ourselves under a lot of pressure because, yes, you've had a dreadful shock, but it's how are you going to rise to meet this challenge? Because I feel in my heart and soul, Paul, that you actually can. You can, by learning to express what your genuine needs, and also to ask people in your circle, the true friends that will remain with you, to help you and allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to ask for it. Does that make sense?
Does to me.
Richard, do you want me to pull on anything else? Do you feel we can pull on anything else?
I feel like he doesn't know what to do next. What's the next initial first thing to do next, if we can find that? I think that's all yearning for is like, I don't know where to go next.
Exactly.
What's the bit I should do?
Well, I'm going to reshuffle, right? Why don't we do a no, grow, and let go?
Great idea.
So this is for you, Paul, for the next, we'll say 6 months to a year. Okay. So this is going to be your immediate steps, but also energy for you to be doing for the next 6 months to a year. Okay. So what you need to know about the future. So no, grow, and let go. Okay.
Stop, my lovely.
Okay. Top, middle, bottom?
Middle.
Middle. Okay.
Please.
Into the middle to solve the riddle. Okay, this is coming out. Okay. Now, let's go again.
And stop. Mm-hmm. Top, please.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And stop.
Mm-hmm.
And it's top again, please.
Top again.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Look at that. No. Oh, look. Grow again is celebration, enjoying yourself. And look at that. Let go, King of Pentacles. That's very, very interesting. Okay, so in our no position, that's about getting the best possible advice. Okay, the King of Swords is about cutting away what no longer works. So again, you have to, there will be some people that you will need to let go, and I think you instinctively know who they are. But the 3 crowns is the mind, body, and spirit. So I think you need to start putting your own needs first. Again, it's that you need to be logical and you need to be clear, because you need to cut the wheat from the chaff so that things can move on. The King of Cups is all about taking charge of a situation. Okay, he's very logical, very methodical. Okay, so again, in order for you to live in your healthiest place, you need to cut away all the draining stuff and you need to put your own needs first. And that's absolutely fine, because again, we're seeing all that blue. It's about speaking your truth. It's again, not being afraid to say what you have to say and to ask for help, because that's what it is. It's like, this is what I need. This is what I want. This is how it's going to be done. You need to tell people how to act around you, because if you we teach people how to treat us, but you need to be authentic and you need to take charge of the situation. You need to teach people how to treat you and to help you. Then in the grow position, again, it's again remembering that, yes, you have had this terrible shock, but it's not the end. There are still moments of joy to be found, and I do think, again, as we've both been feeling, there's something coming in the near future for you this month, and it's a way to reconnect with your friends and just remember who you are, because you need to just take opportunities to start celebrating life as it is, because that will help you, because the more joy we have in our life, the more we have to live for, and that will keep the energy flowing. you know? And then interesting, what you need to let go of is the Ten of Pentacles. And in
Mm,
this case, I'm going to say to you, because the Ten of Pentacles is the king of his castle. But if this is in a negative, the Ten of Pentacles is basically someone who's holding on to everything. And also, they can be very stubborn because it's that Taurian energy. And sometimes it's about, sometimes we just have to realize that we have to allow other people to help us and we can't control everything. And I feel that's what the energy here is. You have to just enjoy this journey and not try to control it, because in trying to control it, as in not letting people help you, not letting this in, not letting that in, you're actually blocking what you need. Does that make
mm,
sense?
mm.
Because it's the yellow, it's your pride. It's a horrible word to say, but sometimes we're our own worst enemy. And I think that's what this is telling you. You need to stay grounded, but you need to kind of be genuine in your in the expression of your needs. But you also need to start thinking that, you know, I'm if I mean it is energy is a health card as well. The Pentacles, it's Earth, but it's about just going with the flow. You can't control what's happening to you, so just do your best with that, but allow other people to help you. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
I feel like there is going to be the joy,
Mm,
but it does need to find those few friends. So it is about how to call them back,
yeah,
so that then there's a moving forward together in a way.
yeah,
But it is about letting go. Like I don't
yeah.
know the situation. I can't think what the circumstances might be. But
That's
whatever
exactly.
but the people around you will help to that.
That's
And I
exactly
almost
what I'm feeling. Yeah.
I'm also feeling as if it's not as much help as you think. It's not as much of burden on them as you
No,
think. You're thinking it's
and
going to
this
be
is
dreadful for them, and I don't think it actually will be. I think it'll be somewhat almost fun again or something. Is what I'm feeling.
Yeah, this is what I think. I think you have to find the humor in the situation. And I think
Mm,
that's exactly it. When I was seeing the sun, it's all good things. So I do think exactly this has come up twice, which is a celebration card. And I do think it's about finding the fun in the situation, like having a bit of a sense of humor about things, you know?
mm,
And I know that's very difficult when you're going through a bit of a shock, but it's about like allowing yourself to have fun, you know,
mm, mm,
because, it's a bit like, when something really tragic happens, we all have that nervous laughter,
mm,
because it's that
mm,
release. But this is asking you to laugh at the circumstances and just enjoy the journey. Because again, I think the people that are leaving, as you said, but I think that's more in your own head, because I keep seeing swords. And I think that it is that sort of, they don't know how to help you unless you ask them. And I think that they're not going to feel overburdened by this, because I do think it's the King of Pentacles is telling us this, because it's like you need to stop trying to control the castle and allow yourself to be helped by other people, because this guy is in charge of everything. And I think that's what you're being asked to do. Just let other people help you, but you can still direct them and tell them, because you've had two kings. So it's about
mm,
you allowing these people in and telling them what you need, but you also have to surrender some control. And I think that's the biggest thing, you know, which is very difficult because, again, as I was saying, the earlier cards were the Magician, the Sun. They're very powerful cards, and it's all very masculine and very dominant. And I do think that you need to sort of, and that's energy, of course, doesn't mean personality or anything, but it just means that you have that energy inside of you that you need to kind of surrender a little bit of control so people can help you. And I think you also have to remember, you know, yes, we should always try to have a sense of humor in the face of adversity.
wonderful.
Mm. And I do think that will help you heal a lot.
Mm.
Obviously, not miraculously or anything, but the
Well, a
more we
good.
focus on joy, the more we experience.
Yeah, I think you call to yourself what's and if you're
What you
calling
need.
good energy and humor, you're calling sorry, if you're calling humor, you're calling good energy.
Mm.
If you're miserable, you're calling miserable energy. I think so. I think it's weird how they even doctors say having a laugh and joy can help heal.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so
Patch Adams.
right, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. And positive psychology, all those things will help you. And I do think this is about you expressing your needs, Paul. And I think that exactly as Richard was saying, we've had this card twice. Your friends don't see you as a burden, but you need to ask them for the help that you need. You know, so yeah, I
Very good.
think we just wish you luck and hope that everything
Indeed.
goes well for you. You know,
And keep in touch. Please do keep
yes,
in touch.
please, and I hope that you get all the help that you need. You know, so have we time for a cledon for everybody?
I guess a quick one. I think we could get away with if that's a
Very
possibility. We're at an hour, so it's up to you, my lovely. If you've got the energy for it.
Yeah, of course, always. So let's do We'll just do a quick one. I'm just going to put out 3 piles, and we'll take top, middle, or bottom. So I want you to tell me when to cut the pile, okay?
Okay. And cut the pile.
Okay, so that will go there. Boom. Then I do the same thing again. So tell me again, and then we'll have our 2 piles.
We're going to put it. Okay. And
so when you tell me cut when?
Stop.
Okay, grand. Okay, so there we go. So we're going to take the top 3 cards from each pile. So no. Oh my God, isn't that freaky?
Oh.
Grow. Oh, look.
Yeah.
And let go. Wow, that's very interesting. So we've got the King of Swords. Grow, we've got the Ace of Swords. And what we need to let go of is the 4 of Cups. Okay, so there's a lot of change going on at the moment for everybody in the world. And what we're being asked to know is to keep the faith, keep logical, okay?
Yeah.
To stop getting, there's a lot of crazy energy in the air, and people, we look at the world, there's a lot of odd things happening, and people are saying this, that, and the other, but it's asking you to keep a level head, to just, when you're looking at the news or whatever, take whatever you need to know. Just do what you need to do to get through the next couple of weeks, okay? Because just cut fact from fiction and think, okay, what do I need to do? So it's asking you to keep a level, clear head and focused on what it is that you're trying to do. Because what you need to grow is that sense of self. Because the Ace of Cups, or the Ace of Swords, should I say, is about cutting away what doesn't work for you and to help you find the balance that you need. So you're cutting away all the rotting things and you're manifesting what it is you truly want by focusing on your own desires. So don't get caught up in other people's dramas. This is the big thing, right? And even though you might be feeling a bit frustrated, things are going to change soon because you have to stay true to yourself. Because look at the blue, it's to keep your own counsel, listen to your guidance, what you're being guided to do, because what you need to let go of is the 4 of Cups, and that's the card of boredom and frustration.
Wow.
Because sometimes we focus too much on what we don't have and we don't see the blessings in front of us and the creativity to work through our problems. Because look, if you look, he's covered in green leaves. These 3 cups here that he's not looking at, and there's the one there coming out of the clouds that he's focused on, right? So he's ignoring this because this is hard for him to do, because he's wishing that he had this. But actually what it's telling us is that we can have what we want, but we need to, for the next little while, keep our eye on the prize, not get caught up in other people's dramas, stay balanced, stay clear in our approach to what we're doing, and not overreach. But remember, everything is a step-by-step thing, that we need to take steps and focus on what we've got going for us at the moment, because using our creativity will help us ultimately get what we want. But we must stay focused. Again, if we truly want to manifest something, we need to remember why we're doing it, which is, of course, the yellow here, which is the solar plexus, your identity, right? Not to give in to fear. And we have to remember that sometimes we just have to count the little steps in between, because celebrate the small victories, because that will help us ultimately move towards our goals, but not getting distracted by what doesn't help us get there. So don't be wasting your energy on things that don't concern you. Try to stay focused on the here and now and listen to your intuitive guidance, because otherwise your thoughts will all get unjumbled, or will all become jumbled, and you won't want to do anything to move forward. Does that make sense?
To me, yeah.
It's very interesting, because things are going to happen very soon, because the Ace of Cups, or I keep calling this Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, look at the mountains. They're fairly close. Okay. Right. Remember, in the tarot, Mountains represent obstacles, and the closer they are to the main image means that we're about to move past them. Okay,
Wow.
so
Okay.
this is what it's promising. Everything is close at hand. You just have to keep going and not get distracted from your goal. So there we go. Another episode done. Episode 8.
Well done, my lovely.
Yeah.
Done.
It's been a good session, and I'm very much looking forward to our next one.
Yes, I don't know who it is yet. I haven't found a guest. I mean, I haven't looked for a guest. That's my job now after today. But we will have one in a couple of weeks. That will still be in June, so I'll try and keep it prideful in some way, maybe.
Yeah.
To do with that, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, that's my goal. I think that's my goal. Something.
Yeah. Exactly, and we'd still be in June. I mean, we could do a Pride, maybe a Pride special. Maybe I should do it. Oh, do you know? Maybe I'll write a guided meditation for feeling proud. Maybe we'll have Heather Small on. No, that should be our theme tune for the episode. There we go. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So I hope, Paul, I really do hope that we've been able to help you, and thank you for trusting us. And as I said, look, we're rooting for you. I'll pop you in my healing book and I'll keep sending some healing towards you. But I'm telling you now, Paul, Spirit is saying to me that your journey, while it will be difficult, will be better if you ask people to help you. You know, you need to teach people how to treat you, and you need to keep a sense of humor. That's the biggest thing you can do.
It'll help people. It'll break. It's weird, you know, even in this situation, I think humor will help break the ice with those that are trying to help you, and allow them to help you because of the humor, I think. So
exactly. And that's exactly it, isn't it? And we wish you well. And for everybody else, we're sending love and light to everybody. And just remember, keep your eye on the prize. Don't get caught up in other people's dramas for the next few weeks while the energy is shifting, because it is crazy until sort of the middle of June, and then things will settle down going forwards. Okay, so we really hope that you all keep well for the next couple of weeks, and we're looking forward to seeing you again. So thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Graham. We'll see you all in a couple of weeks, everyone. Thank you so much.
We will.